Dr. Don Lindburg brought joy to millions through his years of innovative work with the San Diego Zoo and the Wild Animal Park.
He said, we're going to be acquiring giant pandas. And I wasn't prepared for this. But then he turned and he said, because of his effort with the cheetahs, I'm putting Don Lindburg in charge of the Panda program. You are?
After he retired, his health became such that living at home on his own was a challenge. Concerned for her father's well-being, Don's daughter met the first of several people who would help Don on his journey.
So we moved to one community, and this doesn't typically happen. 90% of the time, we find a place, the client moves in and they're fine. With Don, it was like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, I need to find the right fit for me. And so we moved into the first community, and then he actually moved to Wesley Palms. And from Wesley Palms, he then moved back home. And I think he just missed his home so much that he wanted one last few months in his place. And so that's what he did, and that's when we started to bring in other people to support him at home. And so that's where Alicia came in and caregivers came in.
I was able to help Don stay at home by looking at his home environment. He was in a 3-story condo, so we made recommendations from everything from lighting to adding handrails to the stairwell. We added treads to the wood part of the stairs so they weren't slippery. Safety recommendations in the kitchen as far as a adapter that turns off the stove in the case of a fire being left on. However, just as I got to know him more so, he has this spark about him. He's a gentleman and he loves people and he's just got this joyful spirit. But I was just seeing that start to die down because no one does well alone. We did the best we could, but really as we started to have conversations, there's so many beautiful properties, and Wesley Palms being, one of the best. And so it's like looking at what could be available to Don. It just seemed to start to make sense to him as we had those discussions about improving his quality of life through changing his environment and his social setting.
It was time for me to help him sell his old home. His kids were concerned about him getting the highest price possible in the shortest amount of time in its current condition. So, through our Renovate to Sell program, we're able to remodel his home completely and help him get top dollar.
The Wesley Palms population, they're fascinating. I've begun to make some friends, and sometimes a bunch of us will get together around at a certain table and learn about each other. What did we do in the past? And I've been hearing about a lot of interesting careers from various people. So that's interesting, I enjoy that a lot.
If you or someone you know and love are facing similar decisions, we can help. Whether you want to move to a smaller home or are considering senior community living, our team will provide all the resources you need. Call me today so we can start this journey together.